So welcome guys, we're going to look at the LocalDate class and how you can use it to get various instances of it and the likes. So from the first line here, line 12, if you say LocalDate.now, it will actually give you the current date. Like today it's 20 January 2023. So if I run this code, it will give me 20 January 2023. And when you do it, like when you use the now without any parameters, it will use the default zone, as you can see here. So the zone will be the zone specified in your machine, or you can actually give it a zone like this. So we are saying what's the current time with the system zone, which will pretty much give you the same answer. Should obviously give you the same answer as you can see here. Or you can actually give it a zone of your choice. Like now we see we have here Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa. We want to get a zone, a date time using this zone. Sorry, we want to get a date using this zone. So if we run this code, as you can see, we get the same output. Let's say we using maybe Euro Paris. I think we do have this kind of a zone. Let's see the output. Maybe it's Europe. Let me just put Europe and see. Okay, so you see that we still get the same output. Or you can create a date by giving it parameters using the static off method. So if you pass your code like this and you say, so basically you're gonna get an instance of a local date that has 2023 as a year, February as a month, and 14 as a day of the month. So if I take this one, we will see that we get the same thing that we have passed. If you pass a non-existing math like 45, let's see what is happening. You see we get an exception because February does not have this kind of this does not have day 45. Let's put 30. See, we're still gonna get an exception because February doesn't have. But if we put 28, it will work fine. Or if you don't want to put 2, you want your month to be type safe, you can use month enum, and you give it the appropriate enum constant, like February means 2023 February and all that. If we run this code, we are going to get February 2023 14, as you can see here. Or you can pass your date as a text or as a string, and you want to pass it. Maybe you're getting date as a string from somewhere else, then you want to create a date object from that. You can pass it like this and it should still work fine for you. I'm just going to print this one. As you can see, it should still work fine. And also this method will not allow you to create an instance of a date with the incorrect values. So that's what you have to observe as well. Also, you can if you use this parse method, it actually gives you a default a parser, default formatter to pick up the date that you have passed to it. So as you can see, it will use the this ISO local date, and you see that basically what it does, it will assume that you have used this as a delimiter between your values. So let's observe what happens if I use the slash instead here for the value and I run it. You see it's an exception because the default date formatter assumes that you are passing this that separates the values like year, month and date. So if you use something that is outside, it will not allow it. Or you can pass that date in as a string and pass a format in which you want the date to be picked. As you can see, say obtains an instance of a local date from a text using a specific format. So we are using this specific format for this particular date and we want to print it, which is fine. So let's observe. So if we want to use this particular format for this particular date, observe what happens. Already we have an exception because using this format and using this date like this, we are not able to get what we are looking for. You see this one, what it does. So that's the difference. So if we also, the same happens when you are using the second style of passing of creating an instance of a date object. We see here that we are passing this date and we are using this date format, and it's going to fail because it's unable to read this date using this format that you have actually passed here. So this is why it's failing. So let's